It's Villanova and North Carolina in the national championship, so it's time to wake up, college basketball! Welcome to Wake Up College Basketball, presented by 4 Points Hotels. Travel reinvented. Book now. 4points.com.
4 points is something Oklahoma could have used against Villanova.
4 more.
And then 4 more.
And then 40
and
more
then four,
points.
Yeah.
44 points.
44points.com, your site for all of Oklahoma's offensive.
Poor Sooners.
We'll get to that though.
Poor guys.
Let's talk about the national championship game.
We have Villanova, we have North Carolina,
Yeah.
and when you see those two teams, what imagery comes to mind?
Classic basketball metaphor.
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Mothra.
Obviously.
In this case, Mothra represented by the Villanova Wildcats. Because they have range, because they're doing things that you don't expect. I mean, nobody expects a giant moth to be much of a threat. And no, I don't think people went into this tournament thinking that Villanova was going to be as offensively explosive as they have been.
Coming at teams at all angles.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they could shoot the free throw really well. We knew they shot a lot of three-pointers, but they weren't making them at some incredible rate.
Right.
And now they're just deadly from almost all over the court. Against Oklahoma, they go 16 of 24 outside the paint. They are playing, with the exception of the Kansas game, all of their games they have played at this elevated offensive efficiency that makes them so hard to beat, because whenever they hit that, whenever the other team they're playing hits that 4 or 5 minute stretch where buckets aren't falling, they're not getting to the line, that is when Villanova just jumps on their throat. Yeah,
it's figuring out, they're missing shots. Let's turn stops and turnovers into points, and that's totally backbreaking. I have North Carolina as Godzilla because Godzilla is large. Godzilla knows his strengths. Yes, he's got the atomic ray. Hard to move, but plays into his strengths. Whereas North Carolina, offensive and defensive rebounding, but offensive rebounding especially. They score inside. They're not great shooters, but they're athletic, and they are just so destructive. And you talk about Villanova, with the exception of the Kansas game, North Carolina has 0 exceptions this tournament. Their first single-digit win will have to happen against Villanova.
Has yet to be.
Yes, it does not exist. And so I think it's going to be an incredible game. Bryce Johnson, there is, you talk about the new wave of basketball, there's nothing stretch about Bryce Johnson other than maybe his waistband, I guess. I don't know.
It's so interesting because you have Villanova coming off their best game of the season. You have North Carolina coming off a game that was imperfect in many respects, 0 for 10 from beyond the arc in the first half, and yet they didn't, at no point were you like, it's kind of getting away from them, they feel like they're uncomfortable. They are so steady. It's scary.
I was trying to come up with a comparison. Every single time they would have a bad offensive possession, but still get an offensive rebound, with felt like 3 Tar Heels around the Syracuse player in the best position to rebound. It felt like the people at a wedding's cocktail reception who figured out where the appetizer waiter and waitresses were coming from, which cove, which enclave, and it was just, they were always in the right position.
Me, pig in a blanket.
Boom.
Pig in a blanket.
Chorizo, shrimp.
This is mine.
That was North Carolina off the backboard. All right, let's focus in on probably the biggest story of the Final Four, and that is, as great as Villanova was from the field offensively, as great as North Carolina looked winning and how they did, it's the fact that Oklahoma, a team a few days removed from Buddy Hield completely going off against the Oregon Ducks,
we remember them,
looked not even flat. They were subterranean.
It was bad.
It was so how bad in the context of life? How bad was this?
We could use, we could compare this to other embarrassing showings on major stages of a sporting event.
16 seeds versus 1 seeds,
and maybe you say like, it's the Chargers-Niners Super Bowl. Maybe it's the Notre Dame-Alabama National Championship game. But that's hard for us to relate to. We're not athletes.
Speak for yours.
So I've come up with this system that sort of gives you an idea of where this ranks from a realistic place of public embarrassment. The framework is this. It starts with your very lowest level. That is a high schooler going to the mall with his or her mom, to buy clothes. It's a little embarrassing.
Been there.
You know it's going to be kind of a little friction-y. It's not ideal. It's not what you would choose.
Just want it to end.
You just want to get through it.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad.
Right.
Everybody's had to do it.
Been there.
You get through it. In the end, everyone's fine.
Next level.
Next level. It's the exact same situation, but now your mom is yelling at you in a department store.
Oh.
And
let's see how much room there is in the crotch.
Yes. You're not wearing that. It's too showy. I don't know why.
All of our mothers are from Long Island.
All of our mothers are Long Island.
Yeah. Third level.
Same situation. Your mom's yelling at you in the department store.
Yeah.
Except all of the popular kids from your high school are there, and their moms aren't. So they see this happening to you, and now you have not only the public shaming, but public shaming from people you know.
Oh, and they've got like ices and quarters for the arcade. Their day's so much better than yours.
They have had the best day ever, and you're having the worst.
Fourth tier.
Whatever happened to Oklahoma against Villanova? It's worse than that. It's worse than that because it was on national television.
Yeah.
And it was. I gotta say, it sucks to ever have to go through the end of a game that you know you're not going to win. It sucks when that is a 6-minute long period.
Right.
It's one thing to sort of be like, okay, we got to dribble out the last minute of the clock.
Right.
We're down by 17, whatever. There was so much of this game where you just looked over at the Oklahoma bench and they were just like, please, just fast forward, sim season, whatever.
Yeah, it felt like when they were coming back from commercial break once, that Jim Nantz should have said, the following is intended for mature audiences. What was happening in that game?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it is our final installment, I believe, checking in on our friend Seth Rosenthal, who is cozied up in a 4 Points hotel this entire tournament.
Yeah.
And I gotta say,
Mr. Perfect Brackets, according to him.
He's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
I want to see how he's, anytime you spend weeks in the same place.
Sure, you can get a little weird.
It can get a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Let's check in on Seth.
This guy's been out here every day. I think he's trying to steal my brackets. The ball is tipped back, and there you are, running for your life. Brackets, 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 brackets. Brackets, 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 brackets.
All right, that was, when you dive deep into anything like Seth has, I feel like you're just going to start feeling things.
I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
I don't want you to slow play this. That's not our sweet little boy.
Yeah, I know. He was
What
so
happened to
active
him?
and sweet. I don't know. It was the madness of March. I think that's what it was.
I don't feel good about that.
We're going to get him. We're going to get him nice
We'll
and
get you,
comfortable.
Seth. We'll save you.
We're coming for you. All right. And finally, this is a time with the tournament ending.
Time to focus on what really matters. Yeah.
That's sweet Skrilla.
That's sweet money.
People have brackets. People are going to win their brackets. There are different sizes of these brackets. 20 people, 50 people, different buy-ins. So somebody's going to be walking away.
Certain people have invested way too much money in this process.
Much time and money. But people are going to be walking away with $300, $400, $500, $1,000, $2,000.
Right.
So if you are going to win your bracket, you will know this soon or you already know it. We have some tips, I would say, how to spend your bracket money.
Financial guidance.
Right off the top, if you have bills to pay those bills, and don't spend it gambling on more sports stuff. Enjoy it. Enjoy the winnings. 2, buy the people in your office bracket pool, buy them lunch. Buy them secret pizza.
This is smart. This is the smartest.
Buy them. If you find out at 11:45 a.m. that there's 7 boxes of pizza in the break room.
You also don't have to go nuts with it.
No.
You can, and it doesn't have to be lunch. You can just be like, I brought bagels for everybody.
I brought bagels, I brought pizza, I brought donuts.
Yep.
And it sets a precedent.
It sets
so
a
this
very
is
important precedent.
You look good, but also next year and the year after, whoever wins the tournament is going to feel obligated to do the same because your bracket's going to be bad next year.
This is investment 101. This is your seed money.
Easy.
It will be lunch for you in the future.
2,
forget an IRA. You need
2,
this.
if you make a bunch of money, take somebody you care about away. It could be just for a nice meal. It could be overnight. If you live near an ocean, go to the coast. get a nice meal, order lobster on everything.
Stay at a 4 Points.
Stay at a 4 Points. Good. That was really strong of you. That was really. And when the waiter asks, "Would you like to see the dessert menu?" You say, "Hell yes."
Yeah.
Hell yes.
Yes, we would. Is there anything with unnecessary gold leaf on it? We will have 2 of those.
More of it.
We will have 2.
Finally, if you make an absurd amount of money, if you make $2 grand, $3 grand, $5 grand, whatever from this tournament,
I have one friend whose dad stands to make 12 grand if Villanova wins the whole thing. So
nerve-wracking.
Which makes me a little queasy. But
if you are in line to make that much money and you do make that money, do all of the things. Get lunch for everybody, get snacks for everybody in the office, pay whatever bills you need to pay. Go away, eat, go on an activity, go whale watching.
And then jet ski.
And jet ski.
No.
Do everything. No, don't get a jet ski. That's a terrible investment. But go away, eat everything, have an experience, go whale watching, and get one of those sweet drones. Because there's no way you can show everybody.
Right.
Anybody has a phone to take pictures of. I want it from the sky.
You want the sky?
I want my 6-foot lobster roll party sub from the sky as I'm whale watching to be seen by everybody. That's what you should do with your money.
Man.
I like that.
That's perfect.
And with that, thank you very much for watching Wake Up College Basketball, presented by 4 Points Hotels. Travel reinvented. Book now at 4points.com. Check in after the national championship game. We've got one more episode left.
Big
old episode. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.